happy we won. I was disappointed in quite a few things, but I also need to step back and realize, and I'll probably realize that even more after watching the film. Algoma did some good things. I thought they did a nice job kind of packing the paint a little bit. A lot of I don't know if we're still a lot of shape from the week off that we have to give them, some of the mental. I just don't feel like we were super locked in on some things. It's not so much the results that are disappointing, it's some of the things that should be the staples at Michigan Tech, the transition defense, some of our ball screen coverage, some of our just getting in a stance. We fouled way too much. And then honestly, just some of the locked inness. I'm not even sure I'm using real words here, but sometimes we'd say something in the huddle and then 10 seconds later it's not happening on the court. And it's not so much the execution of it, we're just not doing it. Like, we're not processing and being locked in, going from the huddle to the court. So I'm happy we won, but we need to be a lot better going forward.
How much of that too is the fact that you're still a bunch of freshmen and sophomores as opposed to, a junior, senior led group?
It's huge on that, but at the same time, we need to start moving past that. We're playing a lot of sophomores, and a lot of those sophomores have a lot of experience, more than a typical sophomore. And we got to stop at this point. They're experience-wise, they're juniors by now, and some of that up and down needs to go away. And we're going to see it. I mean, going on the road, it's hard to win with a younger team on the road, and 7 of the next 9 are there against tough opponents. So our toughness will be tested in the coming weeks, and we'll see where we're at.
In a game like this, you have an opportunity to get some guys that don't see a lot of minutes into the game, and I thought Drew Barry had a nice game for you. What did you like in what you saw out of him?
Absolutely, and I wish we would have came out a little bit sharper to start the second half and had even more extended minutes for everybody. Drew and Matt have been playing really, really well in practice, so it was really good to see Drew get some buckets to go down, and Matt guarded pretty well. Both of them still need to get better. They both had some fouls, and guys, it was good to see. I mean, Brad made some shots, but we need to get those guys, and it's hard when, as well as you practice, it's different to be in the game. And it's nice that they got some game experience, and hopefully they can grow from that and keep expanding on the successes they're having in practice.
You mentioned Brad. Early in the game when you put him in the first half, it seemed like nothing was going to work for him. And then in that late stages of the second half, he got hot there for a couple of minutes and made a couple of nice baskets for you that helped grow that lead.
Brad can really shoot it. I mean, everybody in the UP knows that Brad can really shoot it, and he just needs to get comfortable, and that starts in practice, and it's offensively and defensively. Obviously, he can make shots. He's very skilled. He needs to get sharper with some of the execution when we're running things for him, so that he's on top of it and thinking that, and defensively the same thing. So it's always good having him there to make some shots, and hopefully this will give him a boost confidence-wise to come in and have that mentality that we need from him.
Dan's missed a lot of time in the first half here. Talk about where you feel like his game is at this point.
Still up and down. I think you saw that today. I mean, he had some spectacular plays, and then he had some lapses where I don't know that he was completely with us mentally. And to be the best version of ourselves, we need good Dan, locked in Dan, and there's going to be some ups and downs. And secondly, when he hasn't practiced that much, there's still going to be some of that. And he showed a lot of good, and he's a good player, and he's going to be good for us, and we'll get him there.
How do you build from this now moving forward?
Hopefully this just got the jitters out and whatever else, and we just got to get back to work at practice. And Grand Valley's going to try to run. Our transition defense needs to be better. We need to be tougher because they're monsters on the glass, and just a tough place to play in general. So we got to find that toughness on the road and come out fighting.